Hi again, Haley, or Harley, I'm sorry. Yeah, old guy. And anybody else who happens to watch this, we'll talk a little bit about mourning doves and their nesting habits here. Before I do that, I just noticed there's, I don't know if you can see it very well. I'm shooting this on my phone, hopefully it'll show up. But anyway, that's blue grama. It's a native warm season grass, and it grows out in the middle of the prairie, but it also grows on rocky shelves like this where there's a little bit of soil, enough for a seed to germinate, take root, and grow a plant. It's very unlikely that a cow is going to graze on that because of where it is, but that's okay. Nature doesn't care. In fact, nature's going to be able to make a lot of blue grama seeds out of that. That'll go on to perpetuating the species. Okay, so as I was wandering through here blabbing, I got startled by a mourning dove hopping out of the cliff face, and here is her nest. That's very typical as far as I've seen before. They generally lay 2 eggs, and mourning doves are quite interesting. They will nest in cliff faces like this. They will nest in trees. They will nest on the ground. So wherever they decide to scratch together a nest and lay eggs and incubate them is where they do it. There's another kind of dove around this part of the country. It's an introduced species. It's the if I remember right, it's the Asian ringneck dove. They're very similar to mourning doves, and they occupy the same biological place in the ecosystem. So since mourning doves do so well here, it's not surprising that the Asian ringneck dove does well here also. Before we leave this video, just wanted to look up here, and I'm gonna, if I remember to, I'm gonna try to remember to put a link to another video from a couple of years ago. But as you see this little shelf here behind the chokecherry, a couple of years ago I was walking through here about this time of the year, and there was a nest in there, and I'd been watching it for a few days, and I just hadn't had time to take a close look at it. It happened to be a sage phoebe nest. Those are interesting birds. I'm not going to go into that right now, but anyway, when I came up here, I started to look into that nest, and as I stepped up to about right here, I noticed that there was a bull snake up there, and it was predating one of the fledgling sage phoebes. And like I said, there's a YouTube video. I'll try to remember to link to that. Babble, 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 babble. I'm definitely not a YouTube champion, there's no doubt about that. A couple of other things, smooth sumac here. You can see the fruit growing. This is chokecherry, these dark green leaves. And I'm not seeing a lot of fruit on there. I've got a lot of fruit on the chokecherries in town, but sometimes the birds feed on these pretty heavily before. That's one chokecherry on that stem, so looks like the birds have been feeding on them pretty heavily. There's a few more green berries up in there. So competition from the birds makes gathering wild chokecherries out here a little bit difficult, to say the least. Okay, I'm going to get back to work and try to get these videos put together for certain values to put together. I don't know how to edit videos, so this is one take territory. But anyway, hope everyone who's watching this is well and enjoying the year, and catch you later, I guess.